Welcome to the channel and a new video on the Range Rover Evoque 2020. If you're new to the channel, guys, please consider subscribing, hit the notification bell, and if you want to support the channel, check out the merchandise. The link is in the description. Guys, thank you everybody for all the comments on this car. I put a video out on it on Wednesday and the comment section was alive with comments about it, and everybody was really interested in it. So thank you everybody. One little thing I did want to pick up because it seemed to be quite a popular comment, and we had a bit of a discussion about it this morning. As you know, on the channel, we're always completely transparent about where we buy the cars, how much we paid for them, how much we spent on them, and exactly how much we're selling them for. Due to there being quite a lot of other channels and other people that really, they're all competing for the same bit of salvage, trying to buy the same sort of stuff and get it for a good price. Me and Chris have got a new source for a few of these later unrecorded cars and some very minor damaged cars. And we're not really going to say that sort. We're not going to be telling that source because it's new to us and we want to try and keep it, because the co-part prices are through the roof at the moment due to so many people trying to buy them. So we are going to keep this new source close to our chests, but of course we will go through and do some numbers and bits and pieces on the cars for you anyway. But thank you everybody for the comments. I've just been over to the main dealer. I know everybody like that, main dealer, and picked up the new oil cooler, sorry. 2 new O-rings and new bolts for that. And I will just say, quite a lot of people said you can repair the old one, it needs a TIG weld. Guys, this car is 10 months old, it's still under warranty, and it's not subject to an insurance claim. So this car has to be done properly. You can't take it back for a warranty job with a TIG weld on it. So we went down the route of getting a brand new one from the dealer, and this was £217 with my discount. Let's crack on, get that fitted, then we can start the assembly of putting this car back together. Only on it for about 10 minutes there, and it's amazing how quickly it does all go back together. We've decided to stick that front bar back on there straight away so that we can stick these back in and actually bolt it all up. So that's now all bolted on there, and you would have seen me bend down underneath. I left the broken bracket on there so that I knew where the bolt was for it. So I bolted that bar back on, and as you can see, it looks completely different now. And just look at the size of that gap. And before, if you remember in the last video, this front bar here was actually twisted upwards and resting right against the edge of the gearbox there. All of the wires, all of the plugs, all push in there, all lovely. Another one, it's all quite self-explanatory. So you can see that one there, and you can see it just goes in there. We've got one there, one under there, they all clip in. And like I say, so self-explanatory. This goes in there, connects up the hooter. So I'll just carry on moving on and getting all these little bits fitted. I've got the bar left to put on the other side there. And then we're going to start with the radiators, start putting all of those, get those slotted in there, get it all plumbed back up because it is quite tight to actually get in there. We've got to slide them down at that angle, and then you've got these pins here that push down and hold it in place. There is a couple of little bits I've just noticed. Well, not a couple, just this one. We're not sure where that goes. That's obviously popped out or broken out of somewhere. So We'll have to look into that in a moment, but I'll continue on and get it all bolted up. But you can see you've got those wires hanging now. And again, I've left the bracket down there bolted on. So I'll undo the bolt, stick that on, and then it just has one up the front here. So quite straightforward, and can't believe really how quick that was to get it back looking like that already. Incredible. Let's move on. I was just about to crack on and start fitting all this up, and I said to Chris about that sensor. We got to find where that goes, and unfortunately it is the coolant temperature sensor, and it goes in the bottom hose, and as you can see it's broken out. And they don't sell just that end, would you believe? They're not old-fashioned Jubilee clips, and that is the only part I need, that little piece of plastic. But these are sealed units. You could cut that off, put Jubilee on, but where are you going to get one of them when they won't sell it to you? So unfortunately, I've had to order this whole pipe. Was £57, and that sensor on its own was £30 odd. It's just shy of £100 with a VAT, but it's not going to be here till tomorrow. Me and Chris just had a look. It looks like we can fit this after. It's going to be a little bit fiddly, but we should be able to do it. So I'm going to continue on building this up and trying to get all of the parts that we have got back together. So you would have seen there that radiator when we tried to put it in, it was a couple of mil away. There just wasn't enough clearance. So I had to remove the bottom louvers and that bottom plastic. And what I've done was just loosen these three off and loosened them off the other side. And it allowed this bar to drop down just enough to slot that in there. But that's all back in there. And you can just about see through there. It's all plumbed back up. The top hose, sorry, the big one is back on, and then the bottom one, you can see, if I just put my fingers in there and point, the pipe tomorrow has got to go onto here, and then those other two pipes come off of it that way, and then one of them actually comes back and goes to the header tank there. But the aircon's all connected back up. I'm just going to move on now. The front plastic's on there, all the radiators are in. I haven't tightened these up just yet. The bolts are in there, but I've not tightened them right up because I want to get the bumper bar sat on there, and then we'll nip them up once the bumper bar bolts are through, because the holes are quite big on the bumper bar, but I want to get it bang on exactly right how it should be. But I think you'd agree, it's really not that bad when it all comes together like that, like the rad pack come complete, all packed up, all clipped up together. So when we was taking it apart, you got a lot of broken parts. Like this is the main impact area, we know, don't we, on the radiator. And when you look at it now from that angle, you can see it's all bent that way. But you had a lot of broken clips, and this wire in particular, the fan wire, was actually quite complicated on what way round it goes. And there was another clip on it here and a clip here, and it was trying to locate where this clip actually went, because it was, let me just zoom out there. This was actually quite tight. And then these little clips, obviously when they took the new one off of the other car, they may have pulled the pipes out and took the clips away with it. And then on this one, the original one, it had all the clips in it. So I was able to place them down side by side and actually put all of the clips from that one onto this one and get them where they needed to go. So I'm going to stick all that plastic back on there now. That was just a few 10 mils along the bottom, and then two 10 mils, one there and one there, and that was what held the horns on, or last night as I called it, the hooter. Quite a lot of people found that funny. But the parts are getting quite small now. Those alley rails, you know, we're not using those. I've got to connect this little pump up in a minute, and we've got the hook there that goes in the back of it. But I do want to leave enough room so that we can get in there tomorrow and get that pipe fitted, because it's going to be quite tight and fiddly, and we don't want to fill it up and make it even harder for ourselves. Let's crack on. Guys, I was just sitting there putting all that back together, and I'm actually going to walk over to the nut and bolt pile. Someone said last night, a few people actually, how do you remember where everything goes? And do you know what? Believe it or not, on this car, it's actually really, really easy. Right, bolts are them silver ones. All of the bumper bolts, the long silver ones. Everything underneath the car was these bolts. All of the clips are exactly the same. All of the underneath, the same. All of the airbag bolts, the same. And all of the bolts on the car, literally, I mean, all of the bolts are these exactly the same 10 mils all the way round. So it does make it really, really easy. And it would be quite, sorry, just clipping you back in. It would be quite difficult to actually get it wrong. So I've put this headlight back in. I've got a couple of bolts to put back in it. We'll be lining it all up once the front bumper arrives. We've done as much as we can. I've left this headlight out because this is where we're going to be accessing those pipes that we need to get to tomorrow when that part arrives. So the parts, now we are down to the airbag for the bonnet, and we've got that little water pump there, which we're going to hold off until tomorrow as well. So we're going to get this fitted, and then we'll have to stop it there until tomorrow, until the water pipe comes. I'm sure some of you were looking there and laughing. I tried doing it and I actually couldn't reach. So Chris had to fit that airbag. 10 mils, wasn't it? Hold that in. That's it, mate. Just all the way along the top and the bottom. And I've just changed these blow-offs. If you look, that cap, I actually thought the caps blew off on the other one, but they didn't. What it is, it blows a hole in the middle of it. What'd you do with the old ones, mate? You can see that. Unfortunately, I did push them down just to get them out of the way, but I should have probably left one still exploded so that you can see it. It was so easy to change. One little star drive in the back of it, that's all that holds it in, and it's got one little plug on it just there. So we can't do no more now until that water pipe arrives tomorrow, so we'll be back tomorrow. Guys, it's actually the next day. I've been over and collected the pipe, and it did come as a complete unit, and you can see that new sensors in the bag as well, and that was just shy of £100, but it did come with all of the pipes, and it does just all snap into place. So I should get that fitted as well. And also I've got a very, very good used front bumper. It's already had some stone chips and marks all flatted out of it, and that's pretty much ready to go into primer as well. So we'll probably hang that on there today and try and get it all looking complete. The grille for this side, I've had to order from the dealer. I've ordered that this morning. Also the bottom grille, I ordered that. A radar cap, there's a blank for this side so that it matches that side for the radar. Let me come out a bit, I'm showing with my hands there. Ordered the toe and eye cover. Ordered a couple of brake ducts, just all of the other little bits and pieces that it does need, I have ordered. We started stripping down that side grille yesterday, and Chris managed to get these out, and they wasn't actually broken, but it turns out this morning, when I've been over there, they actually come in the new grille. So it was a waste of time taking them out, but we didn't know. This piece here goes inside, holds it all together, and none of that was broke, fortunately. And again, all the little trims in the bumper, a few of them are quite badly marked up. This one has got a little crack in it here, this lower piece. That can be repaired, so that's going to save a few pounds as well. So everything's ordered that we need from the dealer, and those bits really wasn't that bad. Like I said, that grill there, that was £100, but it is quite intricate. It's got loads of little bits and pieces. It's all built in one. But that main grill that goes in the bottom there with the radar cap was about 70 odd pounds. So really not spiteful at all. So I'll get all this done, and then once it's all painted, then we'll have all the bits and we can finish putting it together. Let's crack on. So there you go, guys, all repaired, no more damage. Everything damaged has been replaced. And I think you would agree, that was a nice, easy, quick turnaround job. It is going to need to go up to the paint shop, obviously, and have that front bumper done, and they'll be blending that into the wings. But where the bonnet, as those things have gone off, quite a few of you eagle-eyed people will probably have already seen it. I'm just trying to bend down. But when I go like that, you can just about see there is a dent here in the bonnet. And that's obviously where it's popped up. Where it's popped up on these hinges is put a bit of a dent in the bonnet there. Yeah, you can see it more clearly here now. There's a couple of tiny little dents in there. So we get that done. Front bumper, bonnet blown into both front wings. I haven't... The grille, it's just on there temporary. You can see I haven't actually sent it all the way home because it does need to come off to have that bumper painted. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Couple of days, got really, really lucky with the parts for this car. So lucky. We've had to buy quite a few bits from the main dealer, and we're all prone to making little mistakes. I can't, yeah, here it is here. So I ordered that new pipe, and I also ordered that new temperature sensor, which was 30 odd pounds. And guys, we didn't even need that. The new pipe come with a new temperature sensor because that one's bent. I ordered one, and the guy never said on the phone that it doesn't come with it. So I just assumed that it wouldn't come with it and ordered it anyway. But that can be returned. That's not a problem at all. I am still waiting on a couple of other little bits. Obviously the grills and the two shear bolts that go in those hinges. We do need to replace those because, as you remember, we only temporarily put 2 bolts in there. So that is it. Guys, that has got to be one of the fastest turnarounds that we've done on the channel. Let's just lower that down a little bit. It's a little bit too high, that, sorry. Very, very quick job. And again, got really, really lucky with the bits. Front bumper's lovely. Everything lines up beautiful on the car, but we knew that anyway. We knew there was no structural chassis damage. There was a couple of little surprises that caught us out that we wasn't expecting, but nothing bad. And the repair bill for that car is amazing. We're now going to send it off to the paint shop, and when it comes back, there'll be one more video on it. And who would have thought, seeing that on the back of the truck, there was only going to be 3 videos. I'm not going to go on, guys. It's not a nice long video as it is. Thank you everybody for watching, and don't forget what I did say further on in the videos. We're not going to divulge where we are buying these new cars from, so please don't ask. Like, subscribe and share, and we'll see you all very, very soon in the next one.